Hi, welcome to episode 3 of Streaming Top 10. I'm Matt Kelleher, and this is Abraham Nunes. Abraham, how's it feel to be back on the show?
I'm glad to be back. I'm excited to talk about shows and other movies that are coming out on Netflix.
I'm happy to hear that. We got some new shows and movies to talk about, so let's get into it. First up for Netflix is Rustin. You want to guess who's produced by?
Barack Obama?
It's produced by Barack Obama and his wife Michelle. The film is about Bayard Rustin, an advisor to Martin Luther King Jr., who dedicated his life to fighting for racial equality. But as an openly gay man in the 1960s, he has been forgotten from the history books. That's rough, right?
It is.
Here's a clip.
This new generation is restless and angry.
The pacifist is opposed to using violence, but must be prepared to receive it.
You're irrelevant.
It's Friday night. I've been called worse.
Your mere presence could derail the fight for racial justice in this country a good 10, 15 years.
On the day that I was born black, I was also born a homosexual.
I respect Barack Obama, but I think this is going to be a pass for me. What about you?
When I initially saw the trailer, I thought it was going to be another story about Martin Luther King. But since the name itself is Rustin, I've never heard of him.
You forgot all about Rustin, right?
I honestly have never heard of him. I haven't been taught about him like in high school, middle school. So this is my first time hearing about him.
It does look like a movie that history teachers would show their class and then force them to write like a 4-page essay about it, you know? But I still think I'm just gonna set this one out.
It's not a bad trailer with my opinion. I would give it a 7. You know, people want to see it, you know, they can see it. But I'm not particularly interested in it.
I agree. I'll give this a 5 or 6. It could exceed my expectations.
Yeah.
Chris Rock is in it.
I saw that.
He's a very funny guy, but
Yeah.
I noticed that he's taking more serious roles now.
Yeah.
Fargo, Spiral, all of them serious.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll just have to wait and see. Maybe it'll be better than I think.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 9, which is also on Netflix, is Leave the World Behind. It released on October 25th. It's a thriller about a family's getaway to a luxurious rental home that takes an ominous turn when a cyber attack knocks out their devices. Then 2 strangers appear at their door. This one has a star-studded cast that includes Julia Roberts, Kevin Bacon, and even Ethan Hawke. Here's a clip.
Aren't you the one who always said, if you're not paranoid by now, it's too late?
Haven't you been picking up on what's going on out there? We've all been deserted.
There is no going back to normal.
It's interesting to see Mahershala Ali on there. I could say that much about it. The concept of it doesn't really draw me. You know, I've seen movies that talk about how there's a family getaway and then something bad happens, you know, the usual trope. But it having a star-studded cast with Ethan Hawke, Mahershala Ali, and others, I think it's gonna have an audience, maybe so.
I believe it will have an audience. Who could deny Kevin Bacon, you know? He's a pretty good actor.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th, Tremors, and many more.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke is more appealing to me.
I could see how he is, yeah.
He's just in more interesting movies, in my
True.
opinion.
Very true.
I liked his role in Magnificent Seven.
Yeah.
And he was in the phone movie.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was called. I think it was called The Black Phone.
Oh, yeah. That,
Recently.
I remember that.
And he
one.
was the villain.
Yeah, very good.
And he was very good in that.
Yeah.
How would you rate this?
A 6, I guess, like, you know.
I'll give this a 7. Maybe when I'm dry out shows,
Yeah,
I'll turn my head to it.
yeah.
But in the meantime, it'll be far down on my list.
All right, yeah,
There are more shows to come.
yeah.
Coming out on November 10th on Showtime is The Curse, a comedy series starring Emma Stone and Nathan Fielder, who play newlyweds and co-stars on an HGTV home flipping show who become cursed by a little girl. That idea seems very unoriginal by now.
Yeah.
It's getting a lot of buzz for the funny script and great cast, like Nathan Fielder. Let's see a preview.
To that little girl over there.
We're doing good here. We are good people.
Thank you.
We're really good.
Got it. So all I had on me was that $100 bill.
No refunds.
That's not fair.
It
Come
is
on.
fair.
Let me go get change and...
What is that?
That's nothing.
This is, you don't need to see this.
Why did you snatch back the money? Why didn't you just give her the 100?
I was gonna buy 6 of them for $20.
I curse you.
What did she say?
Unlike most comedians, Nathan Fielder actually cracks me up. His deadpan face, his ability just to keep straight face throughout a whole situation just makes me crack up. So this may look interesting. I think it looks interesting. I think it looks funny. Emma Stone, though, I'm not very big on her. She's not a very appealing actress. In fact, I don't think she's that good. She just picks these mediocre movies, I feel like, and shows. And I feel like she has to step her game up.
Right.
What, you feel the same?
I guess. I mean, she's not a horrible actress, but
There are worse.
yeah, exactly.
Gal Gadot.
But overall, I guess, give it a 7.
6, 7, definitely in that area.
Yeah,
No more, no less.
yeah, exactly.
It's a fair rating
Yeah.
on my part. Moving on. On November 17th, which is mid-November, comes Monarch, Legacy of the Monsters. In the vein of Godzilla and Jurassic Park, this is billed as an epic about the largest creatures inhabiting the planet and the secret organization that tries to protect the public, but they fail. Let's see a clip.
If you come with me, you'll know everything, I promise.
I want to start off by saying that from what I saw with the trailer, I've heard about this before, just from like YouTubers and them being like Godzilla fans. I'm surprised by how it seems like they're gonna put a lot of money into this, but I'm surprised at the fact that this is gonna be like an Apple TV show, because a lot of the stuff that they do with Godzilla is just basically movies. But I was just stunned with everything, with like from how great the trailer was with, I think we saw a bit of Godzilla, like I think he was coming out of water, and I think they're gonna do very great with this.
It would be great if it was actually good. I feel like the last couple of Godzilla movies were just bad.
Right.
Especially Godzilla vs. King Kong. That was a
Yeah.
huge letdown because people wanted to see Godzilla and King Kong like fight. They did, but it was underwhelming.
Right.
And the 2014 one, Godzilla barely showed up. He was only in there for 8 minutes. It was mostly human drama.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see human drama in a monster movie.
Yeah.
They want to see monsters fighting each other.
Yeah.
Which they barely got anything of. But The King of Monsters came back. That movie back in 2019. that had a lot of monster fights.
Yeah.
But people were still complaining that there were no human drama, barely any human drama. And the fact that the Stranger Things girl, Miley Bob Brown, and Kyle Chandler, they were in it. They want to see a lot of them.
Right. I heard about that, yeah, in the review.
Like, why would you go to a movie and expect human drama for a movie that's
about monsters?
Right.
Yeah.
If you want to see human drama, go watch Euphoria.
Yeah.
Go watch Riverdale.
Yeah, exactly. I just personally think, I think I was blown away by it because of how, you know, because my expectations would be that it'd be coming out in the movie theater, right? But like seeing this on the stream and how like popular streaming services are these days, I was just amazed that they're doing like a title like this for streaming services with, you know, Godzilla.
One more question before we go into the next show. Team Godzilla or Team King Kong?
I mean, I'm gonna say King Kong. I mean, I want to see him fight Gaw, right?
King Kong.
Yeah, Gaw.
Gaw.
You remember Gaw? Yeah.
Gaw.
Yeah.
Yes. Gaw. Very menacing name.
Yeah.
I would have to go with Godzilla. I was introduced to Godzilla first, so it'd be fair about it with him. King Kong is just an overgrown gorilla. Godzilla, he's a lizard that breathes fire.
Yeah.
How could you not be with that?
But he could smack him around and step on his foot.
Godzilla could smack him around also. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like Godzilla has the advantage.
All right.
Anyway. Number 6. On Netflix, we have Locked In, which came out on November 1st. A psychological thriller starring Finn Cole and Famke Janssen. It is about a nurse who tries to unlock the secrets of a coma patient's injuries and discovers betrayal and also murder. Let's take a look.
When was the last time you had any fun?
I would have done anything for her. I shouldn't have come. I don't want to hurt you. But I have to protect myself.
Cat's out of the bag, is it?
I can't go on like this. I'll go mad. I suppose all I ever wanted was for her to love me.
I don't feel excited for this. I mean, I'm not really, I don't feel drawn to this show. I just didn't find it interesting.
The only reason why I would watch this is for Finn Cole. He's in one of my most favorite shows. It's called Animal Kingdom.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it takes place in California. It's a mobster family. It ended last year. They started strong and they ended strong. But this one just does not look as good as Animal Kingdom. He was also in Peaky Blinders, also a major character. Both of his characters in both those shows are almost the same person. They went from 0 to 100 real quick. It doesn't seem like in this he's gonna be like that. How would you rate this?
4.
4. I'll give this a 5 or 6. There's more exciting stuff to come.
Exactly.
We are going to take a short commercial break. Stick around. Netflix is hoping to launch a huge new sci-fi fantasy franchise with Rebel Moon, about a young woman recruiting warriors from other planets to fight the enemy armies terrorizing her once peaceful colony. Rebel Moon stars Sophia Boutella and Charlie Hunnam. The trailer features a few lightsabers and a dragon. So maybe it'll feel like a cross between Star Wars and Game of Thrones. The movie didn't come out yet. It's coming out December 22nd, but there's already a second movie in development. And the franchise is also expanding to video games and other mediums. We should see a preview, see how it is.
Love is weakness. There is a difference between justice and revenge.
There is a price to pay for your defiance.
Charlie Hunnam is a great actor, I'll definitely say this. If you disagree with me, you're wrong.
It's definitely interesting. It does seem like a combination of Game of Thrones and Star Wars. I've seen people say that it's also a combination of Dungeons and Dragons, I guess.
Oh yeah. Also Dune, you know.
Yeah, also Dune. Yeah, Dune.
The Five.
That's another one.
The
Yeah,
Sandy
yeah,
Five.
exactly. Yeah. But that's interesting that they're already planning to do a second part with this, because they're gonna split into 2 parts. And I didn't know that they were gonna also do this, expand this into into video games. So that's interesting.
I think it's a little too early to be doing all that. We have to see how the movie is.
Yeah.
Everybody thought Dune was going to be great, but that's mediocre. It's mid. Everybody, it was overhyped. So we have to see how Rebel Moon is. But I have faith in Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah.
He was great in King Arthur. He was great in The Gentleman, Sons of Anarchy. That's his hit show.
Yeah.
That's one of the best shows I've ever seen. If you disagree with me, you're wrong.
Yeah, I guess so. I am wrong if I disagree. But it's just kind of weird how they're already planning to do a second part when it didn't even come out yet. Because usually when they do these things, they'd be like, "Hey, we're already starting a script on the second part. I mean, we already told you guys that we're gonna do a second part, but they usually do the script afterwards. So that's pretty interesting."
I feel like the only movie franchise that has the green light to plan ahead is John Wick.
Yeah.
All the movies are hits.
Yes, they are.
They already planned before John Wick 4. They're already planning
Yeah.
John Wick 5 and a 6.
Yeah.
But the movies are good, so they're allowed to do that.
I believe they also had the spin-off series planned already, right? With
the Continental?
Yes,
I
Continental.
already talked about that, yeah. So how would you rate this?
I think I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna put my faith in this and give it an 8. Hopefully it does well.
I'm giving this a 10. So you're going with 8, I'm going with 10.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're giving this an 8. Why are you giving it an 8? You already explained your reason, but it should be a 10.
I mean, I'm gonna give it a chance, but I'm not gonna go in with expectations.
Well, you disappoint me, Abraham. The Resident Evil horror franchise is coming to Netflix next month with Resident Evil Death Island. It's about a new T virus, kind of like coronavirus. It's a new T virus strain unleashed on Alcatraz Island in San Francisco. If you've seen the other Resident Evil movies, this one could be for you. It could not be. Anyway, here's the trailer.
It's time we debuted our creation. They turn fast and without being bitten.
I'm Rebecca. What do you want me to tell them?
Someone accessed the DoD's server. They managed to steal data on Leon, Jill, Chris, and Claire.
You think this might have something to do with the op we're on now?
Most likely.
The last Resident Evil thing I watched was back in 2022, that Netflix show.
Raccoon City, was it?
I don't think it was Raccoon City.
It was, yeah, the live action one, right?
Yeah, back in the summer of 2022.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That only had 1 season, but since it was so bad, they canceled it.
Right, yeah.
I only watched 1 episode, that's all I need.
I thought that this was gonna be live action. I was like, oh god, they're gonna make another live action Resident Evil show, but it's nothing. This is a movie, right? It's nothing new that they've done, like a video game movie, something that looks like a video game with Resident Evil before. I guess it's all right. I heard complaints about some of the changes with, I think one of the characters, the female character's face with Resident Evil 3 and I think it was Resident Evil 4. But overall,
it's animated. It could be good. Anything, I feel like shows that are meant to be animated would be better animated than it would be live action. Mortal Kombat, for example.
Yeah.
The animated things are so good, but when it's live action, but this looks good. Well, it has Fairy Love Death Robots vibe to it. I don't think I'll watch it. Do you think you'll watch it?
Nah, I ain't watching it.
If I get interested in animation in the future, maybe I will. But right now, I'll give it a 5 or 6.
I'll give it like a 6. Yeah.
5 or 6. Coming to Netflix in January is a sci-fi epic 3-Body Problem. This is the first new Netflix series for David Benioff and D.B. Weiss since Game of Thrones. It is about a scientist who saw her father murdered during the Chinese Cultural Revolution. Years later, she is drafted by the military and sent to a secret radar base in a remote region of China. Her decisions in the 1960s have repercussions in the present day. How about we watch a teaser, see how it is.
The unknown troubles us. There are those who say we should not inquire too closely into who else might be living in that darkness. Better not to know.
This looks boring, honestly. What about you?
I'm not interested in it.
I feel like this would look interesting, animated, like Resident Evil and all the others.
Yeah. I wasn't really drawn to it when I first saw it. I'm not watching it.
I'm not watching this either. 3.
4.
3.
4.
2.
I'll just keep it at 4. I'm being merciful, right?
Yeah. Okay. 3. It's the 3. We are going to take a short commercial break. Stick around, please.
Warp Radio runs on Charter Channel 194, Campus Channel 10 here on campus. It gives Plattsburgh students an opportunity to be a radio DJ and see if that's something they have interest in for a future career path. You're listening to WARP, Charter Channel 194, Campus Channel 10, Plattsburgh, New York.
Coming later this year on Disney Plus is Star Wars: Skeleton Crew, about a group of children from an Earth-like planet lost in the galaxy. If you're familiar with the Star Wars timeline, this series takes place roughly at the same time as The Mandalorian, which is a very good show. And it's after the fall of the Empire. The series stars English actor Jude Law and introduces a group of new child actors. Let's take a look and get into the discussion afterwards.
Humor is a distraction. You have to let go of the past.
There's nothing more dangerous to a warrior than emotion.
They revealed their meager defenses. Now we will crush them.
I feel like if you manage to get an actor like Jude Law in a show like this, like Star Wars, it must be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think it will be interesting. Considering how it takes place after Mandalorian. Mandalorian is one of the better Star Wars shows out there that's on Disney+. Maybe I could spend some time watching it.
My Disney Plus is not working, so I haven't really been watching all the Star Wars stuff lately. I don't know why it's on Disney. I know Disney owns Star Wars.
Yeah.
They bought Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which sucks because Disney's ruining Star Wars. They're ruining all the characters and the shows. The sequels are garbage. I didn't even watch the last one. Star Wars has just been lacking. The Mandalorian was good.
Yeah.
Boba Fett and Obi-Wan were mid though. Andor, I only watched one episode, then I stopped. I'm not going to watch Ahsoka. But this seems interesting because I like Jude Law.
Yeah.
Everything he's in is good. What about you?
I do agree with you that like they've been kind of messing a bit with Star Wars. I did find Mandalorian very good. I'm not watching Ahsoka. I was fond of the previous shows that I watched when I was growing up, the Clone Wars. Then I remember they brought that back, and I was just like, okay, you know, this will be cool. But I think it'll be all right.
How to forget? Star Wars is kind of going down the Marvel road where they're just making shows about all these random characters.
Yeah, like how Marvel was doing Echo. Like no one's watching Echo.
Nobody's watching Echo. Yeah. Same thing for Star Wars. I feel like if you want more viewers, you gotta get like a interesting character.
Exactly.
Like Jar Jar.
Exactly.
Everybody likes Jar Jar.
Yeah.
You know? I'll give this a 7 or 8, or maybe a 9. I just gotta get my Disney Plus fixed.
Right.
What about you?
I'll give it a 7. Yeah.
Pretty high numbers. We gotta start off strong, and we're saving the best for last. HBO Max is dropping the much anticipated 4th season of True Detective. It's coming on January 14th, 5 full years after season 3 came out. Officially named True Detective Night Country, the 6-episode season is set in Alaska and stars Jodie Foster as a detective investigating the disappearance of 8 men who vanished from an Arctic research station without a trace. Let's watch a preview and get into the last discussion.
You know the stuff that's happening in this town.
My job is to keep everyone safe.
Dead bodies, weird circumstances. You need to get under control.
Tell me why you withheld information from a murder investigation. Why keep it a secret?
I'm definitely gonna watch this.
Yeah, the trailer, I think it was one of the better trailers on this top 10 list that we're reviewing today. They're definitely, I think I'm gonna spend time watching it.
This is gonna have Jodie Foster. She's a really respected actor.
Taxi Driver.
I feel like Jodie Foster, she has the clout to say what projects look good and what projects look bad. If she says a project does not look good, she has the power to not take that one.
Yeah.
If it looks good, she's going to take it. She's been around for a long time. She gets the call. She gets to decide what she's in and what she's not. And if this looks good, and if she's in it, this is definitely going to be a hit. Do you agree?
Yeah, especially from me seeing the trailer and how they seem to set up the drama and everything that's gonna happen the show itself for like the next season. I think it's gonna be very good.
Obviously, this is gonna be good, but nothing's gonna beat the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew McConaughey,
Oh yeah.
Woody Harrelson, they're inseparable duos, and that was a 10 out of 10. This, I feel like, will be a close second. I'll give this trailer, we didn't see much, but I'll give it an 8, a 9, maybe.
I'll give it a 9. Yeah.
I'm glad we agree on that.
Yeah.
Because I saved it for last.
Yeah.
So it had to be the best.
Yeah.
If you said anything lower than an 8, I would punch you in the face. I'm just saying that.
And I would be wrong.
Yeah, you would be wrong. Wow. Episode 3 of Streaming Top 10. Abraham, you definitely saw stuff you liked, right?
Yeah, I did.
True Detective,
Yeah.
Rebel Moon, all those, I'm definitely going to watch those. You agree with me, right?
Yeah, I will. I agree.
Good. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on episode 4. No. Change back.
I don't remember the trailer.